Hey everyone, welcome to Smash Trivia. I'm your host, Smash Trivia John. You can find me on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram by searching Smash Trivia to follow everything happening with me. I'll be the one with the big old green head in the profile picture. So excited to get into this. This is the Gamma Analysis. Basically, in this series, I'm going to review everything Hulk, all the movies, TV shows, and I also do random other geeky films. Occasionally, not so geeky ones too. And I also like to mix things up once in a while by not reviewing anything. Hope you enjoy Smash Trivia Presents The Gamma Analysis. I want to ask everyone listening, if they can, please do sign for me. Please share the hell out of this podcast with all your friends. If you don't, Hulk will be angry. And Smash Trivia has a Patreon too, so please check that out. We have some fantastic extra content on there. I bet you'll have a Hulk smashing good time. The tiers are as follows: $1 a month is Hulkaholic for $1, $3 a month is The Reading Room with Hulky and Shulky, and $5 a month is Smashing the TV. I also now offer custom trivia games on Fiverr, so if you want to take your game night to the next level, you can hire me. A link to the Fiverr is in the episode description. The Gamma Analysis is also a part of the Blind Knowledge Podcast Network. Now that we have all that important stuff out of the way, let's smash right into this episode. Hello, my Gamma friends, and today's episode is a bit of a treat for you. I'm giving you three different Patreon exclusives for free from the past few months. Those being in my Green Trivia Questions episode of Challenging Smashy to Keith's Trivia, and then my Green Character Smasher Passes episode of One Night Smashes which both of those are done by my co-host Keith. He chooses all the questions and Smasher Passes for me to do. And then lastly, you're going to get to hear me for free reading a Hulk comic where Spider-Man becomes a Hulk. Our Hulkaholic for $1, we have Derek Sager, Gabriel Floral, Film Critter, and Stephen W. I want to ask everyone. I'm still in the headspace of the old intro. I want to let everyone know this will be the last Gamma Analysis episode for a few weeks. I'm just taking a break, but I'll be back by the end of April. Now, before I get into those, I let you guys listen to the Patreon exclusives, which I hope you guys enjoy all of those. Which I keep calling them Patreon exclusives. They're not exclusive now since you're hearing them now. But I have another hulked out rant, and this one is a very important one. We had from the day that you're hearing this. Yesterday, from the day you're hearing this, another fucking school shooting here in America. That is absolutely awful that we keep letting these things happen. And it's all because us, and I'm gonna be fucking honest here. There'll be people who might listen to this who don't like this, but it's because fucking conservatives, right-wing asshats refuse to give up their fucking guns. That is the reality of this. That is not some fucking emotional response to this. The facts are that the leading cause of death in children in the United States of America is by guns. The facts are that in America, from January of 2009 through May of 2018, there was 288 school shootings. In that time span, the next below us, Mexico, had 8. That is a whole 280 more. What the fuck? What the absolute fuck, guys? You care more about keeping your guns than the the well-being of children. And there'll be people who try to say that, oh, what we need to do is deal with the mental health crisis in our country, over dealing with the gun problem, because there's law-abiding citizens who deserve to be able to keep their guns, and that's the actual way that we fix this problem. And that if we try to deal with gun control, it's not going to work, because if someone really wants a gun, then they'll get it. What you're failing to see is the fact that the majority of people in America are lazy. They get guns and commit these travesties most of the time legally, and that's because it is so easy to get a gun legally. No amount of fixing our mental health crisis with maybe making therapy cheaper or free, or getting the best therapist in the world to come to America will fix this. We do have a mental health crisis, but the fact of the matter is, for you to get help, for you to get the help you need with a therapist, you have to choose to go to a therapist. Even if a therapist is free, that is still, you're to be spending years of your life going to a therapist to get yourself fixed, to get yourself to be to not be in the gutter with your mental health. That's not something that a lazy man's gonna do. If someone is down in the gutter with their mental health and they're thinking, oh, let's go, thinking about going to get and getting a gun, committing one of these shootings, not one of them is probably going to think, oh, therapy's free now? I should go and do therapy instead and spend years of my life on it. No, they're fucking not gonna do that. These aren't terrorists who are willing to spend and years of their lives trying to make sure that that the outcome that they want to create is exactly that. These are random people. These aren't people who are going to be willing to spend years trying to fix things. There's people who say that, oh, gun laws, gun control won't fix things because if people want to get a gun, they're going to do it by any means possible. As I said, lazy people. That's what you're forgetting. Gun control stops the lazy people, because the majority of people, if are not going to be willing to go through the trying to figure out how to get it illegally. They get it legally because that's easy right now. That's what you're not understanding. It's not some emotional response trying to be wanting gun control. No, you're a fucking idiot if you think it is. There are many times that I've heard recently from right-wing asshats, them saying, for one reason or another, protect the children, but they never want to do anything really other than thoughts and prayers when children are killed in school shootings. Those thoughts and prayers don't stop shit. They don't. You don't actually care to protect the children. You just want your goddamn guns. You care more about your gun and your right to carry it than children. There's situations where I've heard protect the children. I've heard it from them with trying to ban drag queens. Do you think that the drag queens have caused the deaths of children? They're not protecting children by banning them from going to see drag queens. If you want to actually protect the children from seeing men in dresses that could actually be potentially harmful to them, don't take your children to church, because what they want you to think is that drag queens are all pedophiles. They're not. But and most of them probably aren't. I have never seen a single time that we heard a drag queen was charged with sexually assaulting a minor. But we have heard that many times with priest. And then there's also, I've heard, protect the children with the people who are trying to ban TikTok. Again, do you really think that that you're protecting the children by banning TikTok? You care more about that than trying to do something about the fucking school shootings. That we were able that America, and it's sad that this is coming to this, but we got there was a bipartisan support, both Republicans and Democrats, for TikTok being banned. How the fuck are we able to get do that off of a random ass for trying to get a random ass social media app banned, but we can't get bipartisan support to do something about the children who are getting mowed down by guns in this country? What the fuck? What the fuck, indeed. Like, I've also seen this, seen people say, protect the children, in regards to supporting Florida trying to make it so that trans children cannot get the care, support, and transition they deserve before they're 18. And you're not protecting the children by supporting this law that makes it so they can't get transition or support. You're not protecting the children, because statistics show that children and who are trans children are more likely to commit suicide if they're not able to get the care, the support, the transition that they need. It's how can you say you're protecting the children if you're supporting a bill that that makes it so it's more likely for them to commit suicide? What the fuck is wrong with you people? Things like this are why we can't find common ground with right-wing people, because so many, maybe not all right-wing people are, but there's a hell of a lot right-wing people who are fucking evil. It's absolutely disgusting. You know, I've thought about many times, but I think I really realized today with and over the past week with this school shooting, another fucking school shooting happening in this country, and then the hearings with TikTok and how much of fucking idiots you could tell that these old buffoons are who are trying to ban TikTok are. These are the people running this country, and they're old ass buffoons who don't understand what fucking Wi-Fi is. I've been started realizing something really came to a head today with this school shooting. I fucking hate America, and I want out as soon as fucking possible. As soon as I get the money to move away, I want to do that, because there's too much of idiocy in this country. It's not a lot more for me to say on this rant, but do better. If you are against gun control, try to figure out another option that would actually work, because mental health, trying to deal with the mental health isn't going to fix it. Trying to turn our schools into fucking prisons is not going to do it. Figure out something that can, and urge the people in power on your side to do those things. If it actually, because you guys don't seem to ever want to do anything real for these whenever fucking school shootings happen. I've heard so many times throughout the years this isn't the time to get political. Oh, this is the time for thoughts and prayers. If it isn't the time to bring up how we need change, then what fucking time is? How many times do children have to die for you to realize that we need some change in this world? Like, this is just fucking insane. Alright, well, that's all for me to say. But I hope you guys enjoy what comes after this. It's not gonna be so depressing like this was. When I recorded both in January and in November these things for the Patreon, I had a lot of fun doing them. I think you guys will have a lot of fun listening. I don't really know what else to say. Thank you for listening to my rant. And also, since I'm not gonna have a regular intro to this episode, or a regular outro to this episode, since it's 3 other recordings, I'll say here, if you like this gamma analysis, please give a 5-star review on Apple Podcast or a 5-star rating on Spotify. I'd love to hear your thoughts, as long as you're not a right-wing asshat. I would like to hear your thoughts on what I had to say. And if you'd like to listen to more from me, please subscribe. Many more gamma analyses are coming after a few weeks, so keep on the lookout. Welcome to my birthday month on the Smasheria Patreon. This is challenging Smashy to Keith's trivia. And as always, if I can't if I can't figure out the answer, I will try to give a funny answer. So I hope you enjoy the mayhem for this. It's all right, Keith. What do you have for me today? What is the theme you chose for this?
For the anniversary month and for the birthday month of you, I have only green trivia questions. I was gonna do the whole thing as Trump, but then it made me vomit in my mouth a little bit. So I'm gonna do just my voice. But here's 10 trivia questions that are green themed.
I was for a second that I was like, I was worried you were worried either that the trivia questions were gonna be about Trump or they were going to be about The Godfather. I have never watched The Godfather in my life, and I do not want to do trivia about Donald Trump.
That's fair. That's fair. And if anything has told me that stopping the Trump impression was a good idea, it is that it sounded like The Godfather. So that's perfect. That's perfect. All right. Now I know. These are all green
All right.
themed. I'll try to do it like in my own announcer voice. Green themed trivia questions. So question number 1, John, are you ready?
All right.
Green jade represents virtue and beauty in what country?
I'm going to guess as Japan.
Oh, very close. It's China. It's China. I'm sorry. Because he says it so much, I had to. China. All right. Back to normalcy. Okay. Green was once the preferred color of choice for what formal garment in the 1400s?
I'm gonna say bra and panties.
Oh, very close yet again. It's wedding gowns. And what's funny is I actually have to say my fiance's wedding dress is going to be green. So just saying,
awesome.
we're throwing it back to the 1400s, motherfucker. All right. All right. Next question number 3. You're 0 for 2. In high school, it's okay. You're going to bring it back right now. In high schools in the United States during the 1960s, it was believed that if someone wore green on Thursdays, it meant that they were blank.
About to decapitate the principal.
Oh my goodness. Can you imagine if you were right? No, apparently it meant that they were gay.
Oh,
Yeah, that and if they
okay.
fucked people of the same sex on Wednesdays, but that's a different thing. So the other,
Or if their name was Bruce.
yeah, seriously. Okay,
God.
question. Yeah, so stupid.
Oh man, yeah. Hey, when you started off that of in high school, I was like I am probably not gonna get this because I never went to high school. I was homeschooled. But
It's
then you
okay.
went, and then you met. I said in the '60s. I was like, okay, okay.
Things were different
I'm
then.
definitely not gonna know it.
Okay, what statistic dropped by 34% when the London when sorry, can we start over? Okay,
Okay.
what okay. I'm getting performance anxiety. Okay. What statistic dropped by 34% when London's Blackfriar Bridge was painted green?
Um, I'm gonna say a anger because anger is usually represented by red and green is represents happiness usually, so or peace, so there's maybe seeing more green made people happier.
Close. Suicides. Next
That's
question.
good. That's
Yeah,
good.
that's a good thing.
Suicide decreased.
You paint a bridge green, all of a sudden people don't want to kill themselves. Isn't that great? It's a wonderful thing. All bridges should be green now. Okay. Next question. Which American president who allegedly sent wood carvings of his penis to his secretary said green was his favorite color?
I'm going to guess as that would be I think I may be thinking of the wrong name, but I'm thinking Lyndon Johnson.
Oh, so close. George Washington.
Oh, okay. Because I seem to remember hearing something. Lyndon Johnson, he would show people in the White House bathroom of his penis. I seem to remember hearing that somewhere.
I think it might just go hand in hand, not penis in hand, but hand in hand with presidents. I don't know, but it seems like they all got something to prove. So that's just the type of person who runs, I guess. I I won't tell you what my original version of that question was, but it was far more scandalous
Okay.
than wood carvings of a penis. Okay, next question. The largest contributor to green in nature is blank, the chemical which plants photosynthesize and convert sunlight into chemical energy.
Um, I'm going to say I'm gonna say green dildos.
Oh, would have been so close. So close. It's chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is the chemical which
Ah,
plants photosynthesis. Anyways,
okay.
next.
I maybe these may not be close, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know chlorophyll. Is that similar to chloroform?
No.
Because somehow I feel like chloroform would not be good for the environment.
Um, I will look up the reason for those prefixes being the same soon. But but I currently don't know why they both start with CHLOR.
Okay.
Oh,
It
that's
is
a great question.
yeah. I was like, that's interesting.
And
like,
I imagine
I
anybody
was
who's been
thinking,
chloroformed, you're like,
I'm
chloroform?
probably wrong about this, but I think it's an interesting question, so I might as well ask it.
It's a great point. It's a great point. Okay. Next question. What country has green as their national color?
That would, ooh. Um, That the obvious answer would be a Ireland, but if I remember right, I read actually Ireland and green is only their fighting color versus their actual country color is blue. So I'm gonna say Iceland.
Oh, I have no idea about Iceland, but Ireland is correct. Ireland, you were so
Ireland
close.
was the wow. I
Yeah,
seem to remember it be. I seem to remember hearing that it was only green is actually technically only their fighting color, while blue is actually their country's is color. So I
that's fair. And I'm gonna look that
interesting.
up. Ireland's national color. Iceland's national colors are blue and red. So you know what? The official color of Ireland is heraldic terms is azure blue. The color of blue's
Okay.
association with St. Patrick's dates back to the 1780s, which when it was adopted as their color of Anglo-Irish Order of St. Patrick. So you're absolutely right. I will take back and say you got that answer right. So that's 1 out of 10.
Okay.
Well, so far, you've got technically 1 out of 7. So here's the other 3 questions. What color is the only color that comes before green as the most popular favorite color when people are asked?
I would say red.
You were so close with the Ireland thing. Okay, that's okay. I'm not gonna make you feel really bad.
You just cut out completely.
Oh no, did I really?
Yeah.
Was my audio so bad?
Yeah, your audio is just like
Okay, well, what I said, and I'll say it quieter this time, was, "Oh man, you were so fucking close because you got blue as the last answer correct, and it is blue this time." Shit, and that's what I said in full.
I was hoping people's most popular favorite colors were the colors of Christmas.
Wouldn't that be nice? It would. Yeah, I don't know. My favorite color growing up was red, then it turned to blue, and then it turned to just like I like buying blue because it makes my eyes pop, and now my favorite color is purple. So, fuck it. I don't know. Purple favorite colors are an ever-changing thing.
Yeah. I believe I when I was really young, my favorite color was yellow. And then it changed to green, and it's been green ever since.
Nice. That makes sense. That makes sense. Knowing you, that makes a lot of sense. That green should always be your favorite color. You can't change now, man. Sorry. Okay.
That's part of my brand now. I have to keep it.
Yeah, seriously. And if you do change back to yellow, you're gonna have to like take on like a whole new podcast about yellow characters.
Yeah, I'll start the Pac-Man podcast.
The very first Jubilee from the X-Men podcast. Okay. Question 9. Scheele's green was a vibrant pigment used for wallpapers, candles, home goods, clothes, and even confections. It was extremely popular, but contained blank.
Ooh. I'm gonna say uranium.
Close. It contained arsenic and led to the deaths of several children and possibly Napoleon. Now, that might be a dark answer. I'm going to be honest with you. I nearly cut that one out. But sometimes it's just nice to learn about history.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I'm surprised by how close I actually was.
You were.
Like
poison.
I was thinking like I was actually thinking it was gonna be like a lot more like simple answer, like just lead. Like there was lead in a lot of paint for a long time.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm learning a lot about that working in the paint store now. Mm-hmm. Okay, the final question. And this one is a timed question. So let me set up my timer and let you talk amongst yourself for the next couple seconds. All right.
Oh man.
All right. So this one's gonna be a 10-second timer. Yeah.
He was just trying to I'd make me I sweat it out with this.
Oh yeah, you're gonna love this. Okay, name as many Jim Carrey movie characters associated with the color green in the next 10 seconds. Here we go.
The Mask, the Grinch, and the Riddler, and then also the also technically now our the you said that as 10 minutes, not 10 seconds.
Shit.
And then lastly, technically there's now the our Dr. Robotnik wore a green outfit in the Sonic movie.
Because of what?
What?
The Jade Crystal. I'm gonna give that to you. I'm gonna give that to you not only because I set my timer for 9 minutes instead of 10 seconds, 10 minutes instead of 10 seconds, but because I probably would have gotten that fourth one within the 10 seconds, but then I got distracted by the fact that I noticed it was a 10-minute timer. I didn't notice until you were answering, and I was looking at you for the answering, and then I saw that. Wait a minute. One of those numbers isn't moving at all. What's going on? So never mind. Yeah, great job, man. I think you got like one. That answer you got full points. So that's 4 points.
Yeah,
and then you got the.
I honestly love that question with about Jim Carrey. Because
I knew you would. You brought it up earlier tonight.
It is cool how he has that many characters that are associated with the color green.
It is pretty great, and I noticed that when I went and saw Sonic 2, I was like, "Wait a minute, another green character? What the hell?"
I want to see Jim Carrey join the MCU. And I think it would be really cool to have him play a villain that is a green character for his character. And maybe like have it like be in a Deadpool movie as him as the villain, and like Deadpool can make reference, be like another green character.
that would be dope.
Do you not have any other colors in your color scheming?
You could say, even though he doesn't I don't think he props the character up very much because of how violent the movie ended up being. He had a bit of an attitude shift after the movie came out, but Kick-Ass 2, he plays a character that is also incredibly green, even though he does not like how that movie came out. I don't know how he didn't know how violent it was during, but yeah. I can't remember his character's name. He's
had a problem with that because I think Jim Carrey is like a pacifist.
Yeah, he's super pacifist, super Buddhist. He's had a few enlightenment periods throughout his career that have led to a very different outlook for sure.
Yeah.
I can't blame him.
He's honestly such a cool guy.
He's very, very smart, very cool dude.
Like every interview I see him in real life, I've recently, he seems like such a down to earth guy. I love it.
I would highly recommend his drama comedy series. I think it's called. Hang on.
Kidding?
Kidding. Yes. Kidding.
I think it's only I've watched most, I think, of the first season. I need to get into the second season. Because that is such a fun series.
So yeah.
It's so cool. Oh, that series, because it's like, yes, there's some humor to it, but but what I really like about it is that it shows off his serious acting, which you don't get to see very often.
He took a shift, and I feel like a lot of comedic actors, if they don't gain these skills on their in the field and actually in the movies that they're working in, they maybe go back and go like, okay, I don't want to be just a comedic actor. I want to go learn some other techniques, and so they do a little bit more research and they do a little more learning. And I think that's what he did to become a better dramatic actor, because as soon as the Truman Show came out, he did several back-to-back dramas. And when he portrayed Andy Kaufman in Man on the Moon, that was probably one of his most triumphant dramatic roles. And I would highly recommend his dramatic stuff as much as his comedic stuff.
Another one I really want to watch is Eternal Spotlight.
Yes. Eternal Sunshine of a Spotless Mind. Yeah, that's it. It's
really
a mouthful.
Watch that.
It's a great movie. Yeah. Him and Kate Winslet. Who would you guess?
Another one that is really good. it shows a bit of his comedy, but it also does a lot of his serious acting. It's the Truman Show. That
Agreed.
one's so good.
That one's very good. By theme alone is so worth checking out, because the idea of us being surveilled, and what if we were all like, because we all, I think we all grew up, especially those raised in a time with so much media and television, and now the internet even more so. This movie came out before the internet was really a household everybody had thing. And certainly before social media, because that tracks us in a completely different way. Our lives are on display, and I think that everybody kind of grows up with we're the star of our own TV show kind of mentality, and a lot of times, and it's not easy to ignore. Like, it's not something we want to do.
Thank you everyone for listening to this trivia from Keith, and thank you, Keith, for making some green themed trivia for me. That was a lot of fun. I was very surprised you were able to find some stuff for that. All right, so this again is your host, Keith and John, signing off. Welcome to my birthday month on the Smash Trivia Patreon. This is One Night Smashes, where I'm going to do some Smasher passes that are made by my co-host Keith. If you don't know what Smasher Pass is, I'll tell you. Smasher Pass is a game in which participants vote on whether they would smash or pass on something. It can be anything from celebrities to fictional fictional characters or cars. It can probably be fictional cars as well. Yeah, we can. We at some point we'll probably end up doing one that is based on all the cars from the Cars movie.
Yeah, all three.
And we can also include in there like Herbie. Have you ever seen the Herbie films?
The Fully Loaded Herbie?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Years ago. Yes. Of course.
It's been a long time since I've seen them too, but that's what that came to my mind.
I would also include
fictional cars.
I would put Kit from Knight Rider in there as well, for sure. Okay. Because he's got Mr. Feeney's voice, and we know how much you love him. Man. Okay. Are you ready for this? Are you ready for the theme? Do you know about the theme? Do you want me to tell you what the theme is?
Well, yep. So I hope everyone enjoys this fucking shit show. All right. So I asked you for a theme this time. I don't normally do this, but let's see if you followed through on the theme that I asked you for. The theme I asked you for was green characters.
Yes, of course. You put me in a box, John, and I want you to know that this can sometimes backfire. This theme, my friend, we will see if you like it. Okay, I'm gonna share my screen. All right. Here we go. Starting with number 1, Gamora. Smash or pass, my friend.
I will definitely say smash. As she's a very beautiful woman. She's also also a strong fighter, and I absolutely love that. And I think the two of us would have a lot of fun together.
That's a fantastic answer, and I wouldn't expect anything other than that from yourself. Great choice. All right, you ready for this?
Okay.
Option 2, Poison Ivy from, and I specifically picked a green-skinned version of her from the Harley Quinn TV series, the cartoon. That's very good, by the way. For those who haven't seen it, holy crap, that's a good show.
I absolutely love that show so much. And I love Ivy in it. I'm definitely gonna say smash Ash on Ivy. I feel like if Harley Quinn likes her, and I think Harley Quinn has some pretty fun taste, so I think that I would enjoy it her as well.
Very well said. I agree, and she's a trendsetter. She's a genius, and she'll set your course straight.
And she also holds true to her values. She wants to make the Earth a cleaner place, which is a great thing to have in a partner.
Hell yeah. If anybody's going to make you more environmental, isn't it going to be the person you spend the most time with? Hell yes. Agreed. All right, number 3. Monty from Freddy Fazbear's Pizza Parlor or whatever the hell it's
Okay.
So Monty from Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach. If you haven't seen or
I
played this
have
game,
never played any of the Five Nights at Freddy's games. I don't think like I think I've watched like maybe a few videos on like some of the original games many years ago.
of course. Yeah,
But
Freddy's
that's
been around a long
all.
time. My fiance is saying something from a towel behind the TV. What'd you say? Freddy Fazbear, one of the green characters, Monty. He's green, so I'm asking. There's only 2 green animatronics. There's Monty and there's Happy. Monty and Happy Frog are the only 2 green animatronics, as my soon-to-be wife has said from her scantily clad towel ensemble in the background. She heard me say Monty from Five Nights at Freddy's, and she immediately had to. You can't see her because I don't even know if she's there. That's her right there. I don't know if you can see that. That's a little head and the reflect. Oh, there's her arm. There it is. Thank you, babe. Yeah, what do you think? Monty, he's a little bit of a punk rock star with his Elton John glasses. He's a rebel without a cause.
I'm not very big fan of this very fake looking creature look. But
the animatronic look, it's not digging.
He looks but he looks like we would have a lot of fun together, so I'll smash.
Fantastic choice. And I love that the detail. So they're trying to make him look really scrapped up. I love that he has a scratch on his tongue that even in this low resolution version, we can still see a very clear scratch across his tongue.
And it kind of looks like he's supposed to be like a rock star. So I'm guessing he probably has some drugs on him, which might help the experience.
Oh, absolutely. He's got some like 80s rock star vibes, which means you're gonna get cocaine up the snoot, my friend.
Which will probably help the attraction a lot.
You'll feel like you're on top of the world. All right. Next after Monty, we've got Piccolo from Dragon. Wait, let me say it in my Dragon Ball Z voice. Hang on. Clinton will like this if he ever listens. Dragon Ball Z. This is Piccolo, and that was just for you, Clinton.
Yeah.
Piccolo is from planet Namek. He's one of the last survivors of his kind at the time that we see him in the show, and he is a badass. Essentially, he's like kind of like the Wolverine of the group because he's very, very stoic, very serious, and very grumpy. So that's his vibes.
I'm gonna say pass on Piccolo. He just doesn't look like it would be very fun with him at all. He seems like he'd be very very like, we have to be straight to the point. Get it done as soon as possible so we can get back to fighting.
Keyword straight. Yes, that is what he's. I love that it's like the green and purple. The green and purple color scheme doesn't always work on you, John, and that's
also
important.
I also like. Are those like muscle pads or something? Those that are on his arms that are look kind of like shells. Because those things do not look good on him at all.
The people of Namek have these they have these weird like exoskeleton like endoskeleton. It's interesting, but yes, they all look like that, and it is odd. I'll be honest, but I am impressed that despite his color scheme, you did not dilute your integrity. you picked an honest answer. I appreciate it.
Also I don't like these bald because of it reminds me of my future and the fact that I'm probably gonna be going bald within the next few years.
Oh my gosh! You just got a haircut, man. You can't be that ready to let it go that quick, man. I'm sure you'll have a full head of hair.
I don't want to let it go, but
it looks like a thick dude.
I also
got like a thick head of hair.
I also don't think I would look good bald.
Hey, man, if you start earlier than later, you'll know how to pull it off if that is what your destiny entails. But no, I think you got a good hairline too, because mine's come back by my 30s. By 35, this used to be down where yours is, but my hair is not leaving me, which is nice. It is thinner than it
Yeah,
used to
you
be,
don't,
but it's
but you
still there.
also don't have four brothers who have already lost their hair, so that are making it more likely.
Well, what if you're like the exception to the rule and you can rub it in their face forever? Because that'd be cool too, right?
That
Yeah.
would be that would definitely
We'll
be
hope for
cool.
that. We'll make a wish on the Dragon Ball Z dragon for that. Okay, next after Piccolo, we've got Kermit the Frog here. What do you
Um,
think? This is, I mean, other than the fact that he's clearly a geriatric at this point, like what's your thoughts on him? He's well dressed.
I
He's a
okay.
businessman. He's a producer.
So a lot of these a lot of these as you you know, I base them on if I think they would be it would be a lot of fun on being with them. I think
Mhm.
it probably would be fun with Kermit.
Nice,
But
genuine.
I do not want to have to deal with Miss Piggy coming to kill me. So I'm gonna have to pass.
Fair, fair.
I do
No,
not
the
want to.
baggage. Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't want some crazy ass pig a
Mm.
coming showing up in my house. I was mad that I had sex with her guy, even though it's not her guy, because
Yeah.
in a lot of the Muppets its versions they're not actually together.
It's true. Canonically, they've been separated more often than they've been happily together, and it is a shame because he does come with this baggage of, oh, you're a will they won't they forever. Like you're forever going to be attached to this pig. And in some iterations, they have children that are somehow
Oh
mostly
man,
pigs. Yeah, it's weird. But
yeah.
you'd be wondering where this hiya comes from. Oh, don't look at that. Okay, so
Did
we're
I
not going to
see
talk about.
multiple
No,
Mike Lewowski's?
no, we're not going to talk about that just yet. That's not happened yet. That's the future.
Oh
That's the
man,
green
yeah.
of that's the green of John's future.
Oh
That's
man,
not the green of John's present.
you know
Okay, Mike
I do.
Wazowski. Okay, you go ahead.
Before we, I do want to suggest you, if you haven't seen it, there is a Muppets series that airs that is a lot of fun for adults to watch. It is signed is signs. I don't know if it's on Disney Plus in Canada, but it is
It
on
is.
is in America. It's not mature, but but it goes into some mature themes. It's actually really hilarious. It's a show that's like outside of the original show
The
was.
movies they made. Yeah.
It's hard to describe it without watching it. Have you ever seen it?
Well, it's kind of like The Office or like 30 Rock.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it like that, but for the Muppets. So it's for the people who grew up with the
yeah.
Muppets. So it's not
Uh,
meant for children. It's meant for people who were children when they grew up with them, and then now they can watch them in an
yeah.
adult state where it's
I'm
like that's
guessing based on the
funny.
fact that you do know this stuff about it, that you have watched it.
I haven't watched it all the way through. I have seen the first couple episodes,
Yeah,
so
it's
I
actually
did enjoy it.
it's a pretty fun on Muppet show. I was surprised at how well Muppets translated into something that's not just for children.
And that's what I enjoy the most about Muppets. The same way that like Looney Tunes can kind of be considered as like they are. It's almost like they're the stars, the characters, the stars. It's not ever about the
Yeah,
voice actors or the creators behind them as much as it is. Oh, we're just supposed to accept that they are celebrities in our world, and they can do any kind of thing cross platform. I enjoy the shit out of that. That's really fun to me. But the fact that I grew up watching the old Muppets show and then Muppets Tonight in the late 90s, early 2000s with my family growing up, like it made perfect sense that they would be doing something a little bit more
yeah.
modern. And doing a talking head kind of mockumentary style was really smart.
And I really wish Disney would put out like a actual new Muppet series on Disney Plus now since but
Are
it's
they
been like a
trying? I can't
while.
remember.
They
Yeah.
did some like variety show thing that was just really weird at the right when Disney Plus started, but
Mm,
they haven't like tried to actually like do a Muppet show with a story or
yeah.
since they made Disney Plus, which I really hope they at some point do, because I really enjoyed Muppets. It's a
Well,
lot.
I mean, the Muppets. the Muppets original Muppets show was kind of lampooning and kind of parodying the variety shows of its time and that came before it. Variety shows aren't really a thing anymore.
Yeah,
So that's why
yeah.
it was so brilliant to me that they were doing a talking head kind of mockumentary
Yeah.
thing. But sadly, that didn't catch on. I don't know why. It bugged
Yeah.
me that they didn't get more. I don't know, more eyes on it. But
Yeah,
it is the whole thing from beginning to
Like,
end has
like,
always been about behind the scenes of a
both the-
show that they're trying to produce. So
yeah,
they've
both
always had that.
both that Muppet series that we were just talking about, and also the two Muppets movies that they released Ace in 2011 and 2014 that and also are like that, and I really want more of that that with the Muppets.
Me too. They did do a Muppets Haunted Mansion, I think, but
yeah, that was fun. That was a fun.
I didn't see
little
that.
thing.
Was it good?
Yeah, it actually was.
Was it a short or was it a full?
Yeah,
it wasn't a full movie.
So it was
Don't
sort
look
of like how the
at the screen.
it was
my
sort
mouse.
of like
Turn that off.
it was like a 40-minute special. So sort of like Werewolf by Night was.
Okay.
As in it was actually a lot of fun. It has a lot of celebrity cameos in it.
Oh, well, yeah, that's what they've always been.
I mean,
about.
yeah.
Like, if you watch like early Muppets, like they had. You ever watch the original Planet of the Apes series or movies? You ever seen those from the 70s?
I have. It's been a long time since I did though.
So the smart chimp, not Zira, she was also a smart chimp, but the guy, I think his name was Malcolm, not Malcolm McDowell, Malcolm. Oh shit, I'm gonna mess up his name, but maybe it's something else McDowell. Anyways, point is that actor.
I do know Malcolm McDowell is the name of an actor.
That's gonna bug me. Hang on, maybe there's a way to get into this full screen without revealing to you what my other picks are. Don't look at that. Did you see that? Can you still see it?
I can see a tiny bit of the next one, but I mostly see just stretched out Mike Wazowski now.
Oh, okay.
It's hilarious looking at stretched out Mike Wazowski now.
You're seeing something entirely different. Then that's good. That's good.
Okay, can you see what I'm seeing right now?
No, I can't. Roddy McDowell.
I'm going to take a picture of this real quick.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, take a screenshot or something. But yeah, Roddy McDowell, who played Cornelius in the first three ever, Planet of the Apes movies. He was very popular in the 60s, 70s.
This is what my screen looks like now.
Good. Okay. Good. That means nothing was ever given away. Okay.
That is hilarious.
But yeah, I remember the first episodes of The Muppet Show being all about celebrity cameos. They had Mark Hamill, they had Steve Martin, they had Roddy McDowell, they had a shit ton of people.
I haven't watched the episode, but I know I've seen some clips. Mark Hamill played Luke Skywalker in it.
Yeah.
And if I remember right, they revealed that canonically within the Muppets universe, Yoda is the son of Kermit and Miss Piggy.
That does sound like them. That does sound
which is hilarious. Are
you ready for this next? Mike Wazowski.
Oh yeah.
Lovable, ambitious, short,
focused.
You might say he's very focused.
I'm gonna say a Smash because I love his personality. He has a hilarious personality.
Agreed, 100%. All right.
No, I'm not sure exactly where you're supposed to stick it in, though.
Well, I don't think we need to think about seeing that. The other side. Well, he's got three toes. All right. Next. Now this I have named Weird Sully Face Mike Wazowski, which has been wreaking havoc on the internet for the last 10 years. No, maybe the last year or so. He pops up in things and memes, and he's terrifying in a way. But yeah, still green. So that's why he's here today.
This thing is something of horror. I'm going to have to pass on it.
Is this your first pass? I'm trying to remember.
I think this is my second.
What's your second?
My first pass was Piccolo.
Monty. Oh, Piccolo. That's right. Because Monty had drugs, Piccolo didn't, and he looked like
Yeah.
a curmudgeon. Got it. Okay. Next, we've got this is Dimple, and Dimple for those weeb fans, we might have is from Mob Psycho 100, which is a fantastic anime show made by the makers of Punch Man. What? One Punch Man. One Punch Man, not Punch Man. I'm an idiot. One Punch Man. He's known for defeating his enemies with one punch. And then another series came out called Mob Psycho 100, which you really should check out if you haven't ever seen it. This is a character named Dimple, who started as an enemy of Mob Psycho 100. Mob, I think she's gone now. And
I have a
now he's
question
a
real
friend.
quick. Is Katie in a full-on Santa suit?
No, she's not. What did you see? Wait, Katie, come
It
back.
looked to me like she was in a Santa suit with a Santa hat on as well.
Are you in a full-fledged Santa suit? Oh, okay.
It looked to me like a Santa.
She's wearing there's a towel thing on her head because she just came out of the bath, and then she's wearing a red shirt. But I think because she's coming into the reflection of the television.
Yeah,
come out a little
like
more?
it's looking a little bit as well, like at the base of the towel thing. It looks white, so it looked like it was a Santa hat.
The base of the towel thing
why
looked like white, so it looked like a Santa
So
hat.
I think that's part of why I was thinking.
That makes sense.
Looks like Santa.
Well, you got to show up in a Santa suit next time, apparently. We'll have a mid-December one where she'll show up as Santa. Ho, and she'll sit on my lap.
Okay.
But yeah, Dimple. What do you think of Dimple? I can tell you right now, he's a bit of an ass, but in a great way.
Okay. I'm gonna say Smash because I think it would be fun to see what it would be like with a ghost.
There you go. Oh my God! See,
a not exactly physical creature. It'd be interesting to see what it feels like.
Yeah, and he's a ghost, and he has all this psychic energy. He's a very powerful being, but also looks like this, so it's quite funny. All right, next is we've got just a regular old picture of the Grinch, just a normal everyday picture of Jim Carrey as the Grinch, which everybody can enjoy. Might not know at home, but that's why I think this should be on TikTok, which we'll talk about later. But
I somehow feel like this isn't actually Jim Carrey.
It might not be. You're right. I don't know that. I don't think he owns. I don't think he has that cookie.
I don't seem to remember the Grinch movie having a cookie pillow in it.
Yeah, that's the big deterrent. That's what makes me think that it might be not Jim Carrey.
Yeah, and also this entire room he's in.
His throne room after taking over Whoville. I don't know if he's mayor now or what.
I will say I'll say a Smash because I think that I think after we're done in the bedroom, him and I can play some pranks on people of Whoville together. It would be a lot of fun.
Very true. I like that. After having some roast beast. All right.
Which speaking of the Grinch, this is a bit of a sneak peek for those who are on the Patreon. Regular podcast people won't hear this yet, but I will be having doing a How the Grinch Stole Christmas review in December.
Woo! Yes, and I'm very excited for it because it's Jim Carrey is one of my all-time favorites. So.
Oh yeah.
All right. Last Smash. You ready?
All right.
Regular casual wear Luigi.
Oh yes, that's definitely a regular.
This is his normal outfit. I don't know what you're talking
about.
That's what he wears on a day off from plumbing and a day on for plumbing, if you know what I mean. Yeah, this is just, this is his everyday hanging out. You want to go get crepes with Luigi? He's coming like this. Sunday brunch.
I'm gonna have to pass on this because this is disgusting to look at.
What? He's got all these sculpted abs and this wonderful treasure trail.
God.
What a wonderful, because that mustache speaks volumes when it's put on a man like this. You know what I mean? Anyway.
Are you offended because as you think that this is what this looks like you, Keith?
No, man, I can pull this outfit off if I tried, man. I don't have a denim Speedo. That's the problem. If I did, maybe I could shot, but I don't have the arches for these boots either. So
oh god.
That is my smash or pass for you this month. I'm so sorry.
Thank you so much, man, for those.
No problem. Stop sharing. I have hit the button. All right. Great job, man. Great answers. All great answers.
Oh, yeah.
Very logical.
I'm surprised. There are a few characters I'm surprised you didn't include, She-Hulk.
Women. Talking about women
Hulk.
Specifically.
Hulk.
Well, of course not. No, we talk about
Yoda
Hulk day in and day out. I considered Yoda, but unfortunately, the most popular Yoda right now is Baby Yoda, and I wanted to avoid.
Okay,
babies.
That's understandable.
Yeah, it's the same reason I didn't put Beast Boy in there. I was like, anything boy or child, no way.
Oh yeah. Yoda. What's
regular Yoda, I knew you weren't into geriatrics, and that guy is way past geriatric.
Yeah, I probably would have to pass, but but I still think he would be a fun time. Because Yoda has such a great personality. Yoda is my favorite character in Star Wars.
That's fair. He is a lot of fun. And when he popped up in The Last Jedi, I was freaking out because I really enjoyed that scene.
And if I remember, I think they actually used a puppet for it instead of doing CGI, which was really cool.
Yeah, that made me as a '90s kid annoyed with CG Yoda when I saw him. I was like, what the fuck? Because I grew up as a before teenage child with that puppet from the original trilogy, and then you see this CG that doesn't look quite right, and he can move too much, and it's like, what the hell? It lost. No,
I did like heart. Though I did like how how in the prequels you had Yoda jumping around like a maniac, which was awesome.
I know you Zoomers will defend that to the death, and I don't disagree to some point, but there's something about just the look of.
Yeah, I can understand. I can understand you. You had a Yoda from your childhood, this was a very different thing for you. I like both the CGI Yoda and the Yoda from the original trilogy. I think they're both a lot of fun. I think the Yoda from the original trilogy had more jokes, if I remember right. Or at least 100%. Jokes that I can remember.
Because he was meant to be a lot more of a crazy old man in his past retirement. He was exiled and hiding, and he just become a I don't talk to anybody but the swamp type guy. So it was really funny. But
I honestly I've wanted since I was as a kid. I really want a Yoda movie, a movie just about Yoda. I don't even care if we learn what the name of the species is. I just want to see more maybe when he's just 500 or something years old, when he's in his prime. I think he would be a lot of fun to watch a movie about him.
I don't disagree. I think it'd be a lot of fun too.
And also also more Frank Oz as Yoda is just. I think Frank Oz is the person who voices Yoda.
He is. Is he still alive though?
Is he?
Frank Oz. I'm confused because he might be. And if that's
remember, he's alive.
He is alive still. Okay. Is he still voice acting, or is he in that age where he's he's 78?
Let's see. Let's see on IMDb. The last thing he did was as in 2021. He was still voicing. He was the last time he voiced Yoda was in 2020.
2021.
Which believe is the last time Yoda's actually appeared in anything. So
Yeah.
so he's still the voice of Yoda. And I
Oh, he
absolutely
voiced
loved it. I absolutely love his voice.
he voiced Yoda in 2 episodes of Obi-Wan Kenobi,
Oh, I didn't
which
even
I
know
did
that
not know.
Yoda. I didn't know Yoda appeared in Obi-Wan
Me
Kenobi.
neither, but I also
I haven't
only watched
seen.
the
I
first 2
haven't seen
episodes.
Obi-Wan Kenobi yet.
Yeah, I only watched the 2
I
first episodes.
want to get back into Star Wars and get back into the Disney Plus ones, but I have not seen any of the Disney Plus ones since like halfway through the first season of Mandalorian. So it's
Yeah.
a daunting task getting to the president of all those shows.
I watched both seasons of Mandalorian and then Boba Fett. I would recommend both shows. I'd say Mandalorian is still better, but the 2 seasons are very good. Boba Fett is good, but I'd say both seasons of Mandalorian are still better. It's all worth it because it'll get you into Star Wars a lot more than I think recent movies have.
Yeah, I like Baby Yoda in the Mandalorian, but it does kind of annoy me how now because of him now being a thing, anyone talking about Yoda, people quickly just think of this child and not just the original Yoda, because like the original Yoda is the one
Yoda.
I actually care about. I don't care much about Grogu.
Yeah, it's fair. I mean, Grogu's obviously cute, like, but
and we had sadly there's a lot of people who can't differentiate that they're 2 different characters.
Yeah, well, people haven't watched the fact that he meets Luke Skywalker, and you're like, oh wait, what? I thought he was like 500 years. It's like no, these are 2 different characters the whole time. People call it Baby Yoda. It doesn't make any goddamn sense.
Yep.
But
well, let's end off this
Yoda
one night smashes. So thank you for listening. This again is your host Keith and John on signing off. Welcome everyone to the reading room with Hulky and Shulky, where I'm going to read you a Hulky or Shulky comic and tell you my thoughts. This episode I'll be reading to you a Hulk comic where Spider-Man becomes a Hulk. This comic that we're reading today is The Immortal Hulk, and titled Great Power. And we see on the cover of this, we see the Spider Hulk in all of his glory. And then we immediately afterwards we get the iconic quote from Ben Parker of, with great power there must also come great responsibility. And then it says, note that this story takes place before Immortal Hulk 14 and Fantastic Four number 12. Something's wrong. Something's missing. And we see a Bruce Banner, shirtless, in his iconic purple shorts, and he seems to be in pain as it's raining down on him. He says, I can't remember what happened. Not the first time I've woken up confused in a crater, and it won't be the last. I don't know where I am or what happened, but it's night, and night is his time, and he's not here. The Hulk is gone. I can't feel him. I can always feel him. He's always there, at the edges, under skin, lurking, looking in, looking out, but he's not here. The only reflection is, and we hear a voice from off screen, and it says, Bruce, Banner, and Bruce responds, Spider-Man, what are you doing here? And Spider-Man responds to him, I don't know. Bruce says, what hit us? And again, Spider-Man says, I don't know. My spidey sense my spidey sense is going off. What? Says Bruce, and Spider-Man says, stay behind me. Whatever hit us, I think it's still here. I can't sense where the danger is coming from. It's like there's everywhere. It's everywhere, all around us, closing in. Hey, and Bruce tells him, puts his hand on his shoulder as he tells him, hey, Hey, calm down. Spider-Man says, no, it's not closing in. It's in me. As he starts, as his suit starts to rip, and green skin starts appearing beneath it as he starts getting bigger. And he says again, "It's in me." Ow! And Bruce says, "Oh no." And we see in the next panel, Spider-Hulk is fully released. He is out to play, and he is amazing. Says Spider-Hulk. And Bruce says, "Spider-Man, I know you're scared." "Scared? Not scared. Angry!" And Spider-Hulk thwips a web out and starts swinging away as he yells, "Osborn!" And Bruce, as he sees him right away, he says, "Oh shit, this is bad. I'm a wanted man. I need to get off the street. But first things first, it's Banner. I need your help." It's Spider-Man, kind of, as he talks to someone on the phone. "A man with the proportional powers of a spider, combined with an unstoppable force." As we see some more of Spider-Hulk swinging around, and he breaks through buildings as he does, because he has the strength of the Hulk, and he's crushing a building as he sticks to it. "Stupid sticky wall with the temperament of a tantruming toddler. Osborn! Hey, what the hell?" Fortunately, it doesn't get much worse than this. And Spider-Hulk says, in response to the lady say, "What the hell?" He says, "Huh?" And we see, and Bruce says, "I have friends I can call on." And we see the Fantastic Four. And the Thing says, "Your friendly neighborhood Fantastic Four is here to help. Spider-Man? Oh, crap." Rah! As Spider-Hulk comes smashing down towards the Thing, and he punches the Thing in the face, sending the Thing flying, and kaboom! As the Thing then and is able to punch Spider-Hulk in the face. And he's able to grab a hold of Spider-Hulk. Starts holding his arms around Spider-Hulk's neck, and he says, "Hey, Peter, are you in there?" And Spider-Hulk says, "No, Peter," as he uses his legs to push off of the Thing, and they says, "What?" And Spider-Hulk says, "Parker, secret, kaboom!" As I think he headbutts the Thing upside down, and the rest of the Fantastic Four joining the fight is as Mr. Fantastic uses his stretchy arms to tie up Spider-Hulk, as can say. He says to the others, "Subdue him, Sue!" As as Spider-Hulk breaks free from the restraints of Mr. Fantastic's arms, and Sue says, "Got him, Ben!" And Spider-Hulk says, "Hurr!" And the Thing about to punch him in the face says, "Sorry, Pete." And he punches him, sending him flying. And he's now seemingly knocked out as Ben the Thing stands over him, say, "Okay, I think he's clobbered enough." Hey, as Bruce as he's is standing over them outside of this outside of the crater that's now I'll put them in the sewers. He says, "We have to get him out of here." And Mr. Fantastic says, "We can contain him, Bruce." And Bruce says, "No, Reed, don't lock him up. We don't want to do that to him. Trust me." And Reed says, "I'm still debating whether to lock you up, but what do you suggest?" And Bruce responds, "Somewhere remote and unpopulated." Then hours later, on Astra Island, a former military research facility that's in long abandon. Did I hurt anyone? Says Spidey, who's now back to his human self, and Human Torch says, "Nah, I mean, you punched Ben a lot, but he can take it." Spider-Man says, "Sorry." And he sees is Bruce walking up to him. Says Bruce, "Oh no, did I keep my?" And Bruce tells him, "Yes, it's okay. You kept your pants on." And Spidey says, "No, my mask. Did I keep my mask on?" Oh, and Bruce says, "Oh, that. Yes. Don't worry, your secret's safe, whoever you are." And Reed says, "We don't want to be here when night falls." And Bruce says, "No, that's his time." Reed says, "We'll head back to New York. Check cameras in the area of the transference and look for answers." And Human Torch says, "We'll be back in the morning. When you've changed back, buddy. Promise." Bruce says, "I'll stay." And Sue's like, "You sure?" Bruce says, "I'm sure." And the Thing tries telling him, "It should be me." It should be me. And Bruce says, "No, you beat him up. His Hulk will remember that. Trust me. Go. We'll be okay." And Spider-Man, and later as the sun starts to set in the Fantastic Four's dawn and they are around a campfire, says as Bruce, "I don't want to turn into that again. I don't want to just stop being again." Bruce tells him, I know exactly how scared you are." And Spider-Man says, "You should go now. Find somewhere to hide." Bruce says, "No, I'll stay with you." And Spider-Man says, "You could get hurt." And Bruce tells him, "I could, but I don't think that's gonna happen." And Spider-Man says, "I can feel him. I'm fading." Bruce says, "It's okay. You're not alone." Spider-Man says, "Thank you." As he starts to change back into Spider-Hulk, starting with his eyes turning green. Then back in the morning, now turned back into Peter, or normal Spider-Man. He says, Bruce, and Bruce appears and says, "It's alright. You did a healthy amount of smashing, but you never tried to hurt me. I think you have some unresolved issues to work out there. You called one building Norman before you headbutted it to the ground. Honestly, it was all very loud, but it looked pretty cathartic." And the Fantastic Four comes back, and Johnny says, "Morning." And Johnny asks, "Did you lose your pants this time?" And Spider-Man says, "No." But then Peter says, or not Peter, Bruce says, "Yes." And Spider-Man says, "Wait, what do you mean yes?" And Bruce says, I meant no." And Spider-Man's like, asks, "Did you find me pantsless?" And he looks right in Bruce's eyes with such serious intent, and then we turn to Mr. Fantastic, who says, I was able to access CCTV footage from Tribeca. Hulk was heading through New York from the direction of Long Island. Spider-Man confronted him on the rooftop, and then someone else showed up on the scene. He shows a picture on his tablet to Bruce, who says, Loki? As we see Loki on the tablet, and we flash back to where Loki is on top of the rooftop with Spider-Man and Hulk, and Loki says, "Stop, you beast!" And Hulk says, "What did you call me?" And Loki says, "You've changed. You're articulate." And Hulk says, "I'm very articulate, and you pissed me off a lot of times. Annoying God. Want me to find some creative words to describe how I'm going to strangle you with your own internal organs?" And Loki says, "You're different, and I can finally sense it. The source of your power. It's just energy. I can reach it for the good of this planet. I cast your power out." And he uses his magic on Hulk, sending him flying. We cut back to present day, and Bruce says, "We need to pay Loki a visit." And Johnny holding up a Fantastic Four costume, a Spider-Man costume, and Bruce's purple pants for some reason. He says, "Yeah, but not with you two looking like this. Here, we brought you some stuff." As they give him, some, okay. They got Peter a new Spider-Man suit to wear since his is all torn up, and they got Bruce both a new pair of purple pants, and also a Fantastic Four T-shirt to wear, and Bruce tells Spider-Man, asks Spider-Man, "You want help with the torn clothes? I have a bit of experience." And Spider-Man says, "I think you've had enough to do with my pants for one day." And he says, and then we cut to after they've changed into their new outfit, and Spider-Man says, "It's better than the shredded things you were wearing, but..." And Bruce says, "But what?" "But it kind of looks like you can't count. Because there's now 5 people wearing Fantastic Four outfits." And then we cut to the Upper West Side, where the Fantastic Four, along with Bruce and Peter, show up to where Loki is about to eat a hot dog. Bruce says, "Loki," and Loki says, "Fellow heroes, what's with the 5 fours? Can you not count?" And Bruce says, "You pushed out my gamma radiation. You drove out the Hulk." And Loki says, "No need to thank me." And then Peter gets all up in Loki's face and says, "And it lodged in me." And Loki says, "Oh, my bad." And so they start walking with Loki for some reason, and Loki explains to them, "On Earth, there's a stupid rule. Magic must pay a price. To put it another way, for every magical action, there is an equal and opposite, equal and usually particularly crappy reaction." And he says, "I was just trying to help. I do that now. I'm a hero." And Peter says, "You put a monster inside me." And Loki says, "I'm a hero in progress. I can redo the spell, but I don't know where the Hulk will end up." And And actually, no, I can't redo the spell. I can't reach it in you. And Peter says, you're saying magic can't do anything? And Loki says, I'm not saying that at all. Potentially, I could make it far worse. And Bruce, getting into the Fantastic Four's vehicle, says, we're wasting our time. And Loki says, was this a team up? And Johnny says, no! And then 10 minutes later, we're at the home of the Fantastic Four on Yancey Street. As who I'm guessing are Reed, and Sue's children. And one says, Spider-Man is a Hulk? The other says, that's kinda awesome! And the Thing says, come on, kids. And the first one of them says, okay, but you know it kinda looks like you guys can't count, right? And and then we cut to a conversation between Spider-Man, Bruce, Reed, and Sue. And Sue says, "We are aware, Valerie. Now you and Franklin run along with your uncles, please." And Reed says, "Okay, so Magic has failed us, not for the first time." Bruce says, we need to put our heads together and find a scientific solution. And Spider-Man says, sure, I'd suggest an all-nighter, but I'd be a monster then. And then Bruce says, Sue, you and Reed are world-class scientific minds, but no offense, should Spider-Man really be a part of this brainstorming session? And Sue says, "Oh, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised." And Spider-Man is now seen and writing some equations on a chalkboard. He says, "I have a hypothesis. My guess is the gamma energy was drawn onto me due to the radioactive nature of my powers, attracted to the sympathetic resonance." And Bruce says, huh? Sue says, told you. Spider-Man's Iron Man turns to Bruce and says, in the video, Loki said he could feel your energy for the first time. He said Hulk was different. Why? And Bruce said, because he is different. He's been like a battery, losing gamma, using it in different ways, absorbing it. And Sue says, absorbing? And Bruce says, but to do that, I'd have to. And Reed says, Bruce, you would. And Sue says, we have a containment box ready. Oh yeah, I have a containment box already. And Bruce says, can you do it, Reed? In a controlled manner. And then Spider-Man cuts in. And before sunset? Back on an Astra Island, and they're at the containment unit, and Bruce is inside and says, the gamma explosion should be controlled so long as my numbers are right. And both Spidey and Reed at the same time say they are. And Spidey says, you should be just a little bit of Hulk. And Sue says, and he'll have to do the rest. And Bruce in the chair inside the containment cell, says, Reed, Sue, thank you. It's time for you to go. And Sue says, we'll return in the morning. We left you both spare pants. The sun, Reed says, the sun sets at 6:57 p.m. Spider-Man, hit the button at 6:56. And so Reed and Sue leave Astra Island. Bruce says to Spider-Man, and You just have to trigger the explosion and then hope that that our theories are right and I can absorb you. Oh, and also that I survive this. And Peter says, "Sure, but I was just thinking, how is it better if it's you?" And Bruce says, "What do you mean?" Spider-Man says, "I can keep it." And and Bruce says, "You could? The Hulk is not your monster. Not a burden for you to bear. But I really appreciate you offering." And Peter says, "Anytime. See you if we both survive." And Bruce says, "See if we both survive." And so, at 6:56 p.m., Spider-Man clicks the button to set off what's needed to be done. And as he turns into Spider Hulk, he says, "Roar!" And the gamma explosion happens, and we see another Hulk. This one says, as "You have something that doesn't belong to you." And the Spider Hulk says, "Get over it, little Hulk." And little Hulk starts running at Spider Hulk to punch him, and he says, "I will." But Spider Hulk is too strong. He punches little Hulk, sending him flying. And we hear cringe. And little Hulk says, "No." As Spider Hulk is above him, about to smash him, and saying, "Roar!" And but little Hulk gets out of the way in time, and he says, "That's it. Come and get it." As he starts trying to punch Spider Hulk, but Spider Hulk gets Spider Hulk isn't really affected much. He just says, "Ow." He says, "Ow, what you do?" And little Hulk says, "I'm taking it back." Spider Hulk says, "No!" As he punches his little Hulk, and little Hulk says, "It belongs to me, all of it." As he gets his arm around on Spider Hulk, holding him as he pulls the gamma into himself, and he says, "Mine." Soon, and we see it's nighttime again, and we have both Bruce and Spider-Man, who are not in Hulk form, and Spider-Man is hanging upside down, and he hands a pair of pants to Bruce, and says, "Here's pants." And Bruce says, "Thanks." And Spider-Man, as he comes down, says, "I think it worked. No sign of Hulk. Any Hulk." And Bruce, as he's pulling up his pants, says, "Mine will be back soon. I can feel him." And Spider-Man says, "Hey, I understand what you go through now. That fear of losing control, of losing yourself. There's no way that fear goes away." And then he says, "It's still night. It's his time." And first Bruce says no in response to the fear going away. And and Peter says, "It's still night. It's his time." And he tells Bruce, "I'm gonna stay with you just this once, Bruce. You don't have to be alone when you fade." And Hulk comes out as they sit down together, watching the moon. And Hulk says, "What are you doing, Peter?" And Peter says, "Just giving you a hug, big man." "Well, wait, did you just call me Peter?" And Hulk says, "You made everyone forget who you are. Banner forgot, but I don't forget." And Spider-Man says, "Great, glad a rampaging monster knows my identity. No offense." And Hulk says, "None taken." And Spider-Man says, "Banner brought you back." And Hulk says, "Yes, I wasn't gone. Exactly. I was in the dark, screaming, but no one could hear me again. you stay to be with Banner? And Spider-Man says, yeah. And Hulk says, that's something I can't do. Banner is my family. I'd do anything for him, but I can't be with him. I'm glad you were. As he walks off into the water, and he says, you're a good man, Peter Parker. I'll try to remember that next time we meet. And that was Great Power, by all of these amazing people, including Tom Taylor, our writer, Adriano E. Benedito, with Roberto Poggi as writers, George Molina as a penciler, David Curiel as a colorist, VC's Corey Pete as a letterer, George Morliana again as the cover artist, is Max Fiore Miera as a variant cover artist, Sarah Brunstad as an associate editor, Will Moss as an editor, Tom Brevoort as an executive editor, C.B. Sebuski as an editor-in-chief, and the Hulk is created by the great Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. And it says, thank you for reading this star-studded special one-shot of Immortal Hulk. Keep an eye on the stands for more standalone stories with your favorite creators tackling the Green Giant. Next up is Henson winner writer Jeff Lemire. They're teaming up with Young Gun artist Mike Del Mondo to take the Hulk back to the gamma-soaked plains of the Heartland. Don't miss Immortal Hulk, the thrashing place. And of course, we'll know you'll be back at your local shop for the upcoming issue of the Immortal Hulk's ongoing series, issue 31. It's gonna blow your socks off, true believer. Tear down the doors to get it. Alright, so that was us, Immortal Hulk, Great Power, where Spider-Man became a Hulk. This was such a great issue. It really highlighted the I was surprised by how much it highlighted actually the humor between Spidey and Bruce. There wasn't nearly as much with Spidey and Hulk, but we had a pretty freaking great moment at the end and between Spidey and Hulk. I absolutely love this pairing, and I wish it was like an ongoing that was like actual comic series that would be that's all about team ups between Hulk and Spider-Man, because they just have such a great dynamic. It's my number one, I think, team up that I want to see in live action, because it would just be so fun on seeing them together. Yeah, this is. I hope you enjoyed me reading this to you. I had a lot of fun reading it for you, and I want to mention before I end this off, real quick, we have a new patron, and so I wanted to shout you out here before before the regular podcast next week, and that new patron is Stephen W. So thank you, Stephen W. for supporting me on Patreon. I hope you enjoy all the content that you'll get on here. And I hope you enjoy, since you particularly did the reading room with Hulky and Shulky tier. I hope you enjoy how I voice act comics, both when I'm alone, or if I'm doing She-Hulk comics with other people. This was is one of my favorite series to make. Yeah. So I think that's all I have to say, really. But thank you for listening to this comic reading. And this again is your host, Smash Trivia John, signing off.